Thoughts, Neil, ahead of the game?
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a difficult game, but we've had a couple of days preparation after a very hurting defeat at the weekend, because I don't think it's one that we deserved, but we've said that a number of times this season. So that game's done now, and we look forward to going to Celtic Park again, where we played really well in the first game there, really well. Definitely should have taken something for the game. I think they're come on in, Keith. I think their thoughts on that game probably showed in the last game here at Dens in the next fixture, because they pressed us aggressively. I think they gave us a lot more respect in terms of how we can play as a team. But the flip side of that is I learned a lot from that game as well. So we went to Celtic Park with just a renewed plan, and the view are try to go and get 3 points.
You gave them quite a difficult time at Celtic Park earlier. Is your plan going to be different this time?
I don't know. Well, I do know, but you won't know until you see the game.
Is it the kind of game that it's a good one to have after a disappointing result?
Is there ever a good time to play Celtic? Probably not. Because I just think, I was asked there about is Celtic more vulnerable? No. They've got such a strong quality squad to choose from that they can recondition the starting lineup very easily. I think they can refresh it. No, I don't think there's never an easy time to play against Celtic. There's never a welcome time to play against Celtic, because they've proved over the years that they're the best team in the country. But it's a game that you should absolutely look forward to and enjoy. You shouldn't be frightened of it. And I've got a team there that look as if they're really looking forward to it. So we've had a good couple of days preparation today in particular. There's a name the side, and then we go through our shape. So they're all given the information that I think is relevant in terms of out of possession and then in possession, and then as always it's up to them.
It's the start of quite a tough run of games for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this division is tough all round really. You can see I think the quality of this year is greatly improved from all of the sides, because I think everyone was of the mind that it would be difficult this season, and it's proved to be that way. You look at Motherwell and Kilmarnock now occupying 7th and 6th, and how close they are, and the good run of forms that they've enjoyed this season. And you look at the teams round about where we are, they're all fighting for their different reasons, but I think the running that we're going to have, clearly that we have to go away to the predominantly, you would say, the 3 biggest teams in the country at the minute, and you throw Hearts into that, getting them at home. It is a difficult set of fixtures, but it's something that we're not frightened of. I think, again, I've said it already this season, every one of those sides we have played very well against, and I would put up an argument that we've beaten Rangers, we've beaten Hearts. I think we've deserved to beat Aberdeen on reflection of some of our performances, but we haven't managed it. In Celtic Park we could have taken something, so it's not games that we fear, but we're mindful that there are real difficult tasks to go away to those places.
You said how difficult it was to take Saturday's result against Motherwell. It's not the first time that sort of thing's happened. No. Do you feel you've been a wee bit unlucky this season in the run of the ball type thing? Yeah,
I think we've been hugely unlucky. We've been in the back of some ridiculously bad decisions, very bad decisions, that have cost us, without a doubt they've cost us, and that's hurt us. But I think we've been the masters of our own downfall in a lot of those games as well. We've coughed up cheap goals, weak goals, and we've not taken gilt-edged chances, so we can't complain too much about the decisions. I think it could have been also different if we would have been a lot more clinical in certain areas of the pitch. The forward there has been the obvious one, but I was angry at the weekend because of a couple of decisions, but as I said, we had chances to take goals and get a better result. We didn't.
Jack Henry might be playing. Does that give it any sort of edge?
No, doesn't give it any edge at all. No, we know what type of player Jack is. He's a really good player. He was fantastic for us, and he's gone to Celtic. He hasn't probably played as much as we would have liked, but given the opportunity to step into a jersey against us, I think he would look forward to that. We'll look forward to meeting him.
Aberdeen exposed Celtic at times on Sunday, and probably could have scored before Celtic got their second one. Does that give you any encouragement that there are some
I watch.
vulnerabilities?
It's my job to see how we can expose Celtic, but I just don't watch Aberdeen. I watch the last 3-4 games and see where we get them, and then I watch our games, how we've played against them. So as a manager, you have to do your homework. It's a lot of hours in front of an iPad or a television, but you have to do it, and you have to see where you were good and you have to see where you were bad, and that's a job. So I think I've picked a side that can give Celtic problems, and we'll look forward to the game and hope for them right.
Can I just ask you a wee bit about Scott Brown? Obviously a very significant player for Celtic, and his decision to retire from international football. What do you think of that?
I think Scotland will be a poorer side for that. But Scott feels he's got a responsibility to his club side and his body, that he's right for that. What it does do is open up an availability now for a slot in the middle of the park that I'm sure there'll be guys who'll be looking to try and grab that jersey. But Scott's been a magnificent servant for Scotland, and he'll be missed.
Neil, you've always targeted the top 6 for the end of this season. Do you think, particularly with that run of fixtures that's coming to follow the cap, is that maybe slipping a bit?
Yeah, I think the result on Saturday hurt us a lot in terms of our aspirations for the top 6, but while it's still achievable, you should never just roll over and die and just give up on it. That's just defeatist, and I'm not like that as a person. But I take your point, it's going to be difficult, mentioning some of those grounds we have to go to. But what it proved to me is that we get to this point of stage of the season is that we are not a million miles away from being one of those top sides if we can just put together certain things, aspects of our game, and put them right. Other sides will say that as well, but I think we've performed really well this season without getting the results that might have put us in a position where we're comfortably in the top 6. But you should never turn your back on an ambition to be at that club, and I won't.
You feel perhaps you need to get something out of the games tomorrow night?
Well, obviously we do, that goes without saying.
And I know you weren't particularly happy with how Celtic dealt with the whole Jack Hendry deal on Dundee. Is there any lingering ill feeling?
No, it's done. Jack's done. I've just said that Jack's a Celtic player.
You mentioned about the quality of the squad at Celtic Park. I mean, in most weeks, the value of the bench is more than the opposition team in total from there. How do you prepare your squad to take on something like that?
You just prepare like you do every other game. I think Celtic is not every other team, so you have to give them probably more respect, because the way they play, there's a freedom about them, there's a fluidity about them that if you shape up to mark certain players in certain positions, generally they try to manipulate that. They're good at doing that. It comes from the manager, how he coaches. It comes from the players who have got a real freedom to go and bust their team's shape. But I just prepare them like I do every other game. I give them information I think they require. I shape them up how we want to go, and then really it comes down to the performance on the day. And I think we've played really well in a lot of games this season where we've done that. We've performed really well against Celtic in periods of the game, and in games where we've lost, we've maybe just come unstuck a little bit, and that's what happens against a team like Celtic. They do it against every team in the league here in Scotland, but you're hoping that you can maybe just get the perfect performance and take those chances.
I mean, not many people hold out much hope for any team, not just Dundee, going to Parkhead to play. Is that something that you might use?
Do you?
Personally, I think that we might put something at the hat. What would we do?
Good.
But what you've got is a situation where it's not nothing to lose situation, but is that something you might use to the players to say, this is how much of a boost we can get if we take something from Celtic?
I think you don't get any. The 3 points that you get against Celtic are no different to getting them against Hamilton. I think it's probably more difficult to get them against Celtic, clearly, and especially at Celtic Park. But it's not a shot to nothing job. There's no free hits. I mean, I've said this months ago. There shouldn't be a free hit. Because again, that's just a defeatist attitude. It's just accepting that if you get beat, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's Celtic. It's not okay. Not if you want to move the club forward and move the team forward. They want that winning mentality. So, as I said to you before, not to go over and over again, I believe in my team. I believe that when we're playing at our best, we're a match for any team in the country. We've proved it. But we have to beat our best to get a result against Celtic. That is clear. Team news. No injuries such other than the long term one of Marcus, and young Matty Henry's still out with his knee. Other than that, it's just suspensions really, and we're good to go otherwise.